Air racing began 6 years after the Wright brothers' flight at Kitty Hawk in 1903. Since 1909, air racing has evolved into a competitive sport with 4 basic classes. History. The first air race was sponsored by James Gordon Bennett, publisher of the New York Herald. Bennett, a visionary in promoting aviation, saw the potential of air racing to captivate the public's imagination. He offered a substantial cash prize and a prestigious trophy for the best speed record by an airplane, igniting fierce competition among aviators. The first prize was awarded at the International Air Meet in Reims, France, in August 1909. This event marked a significant milestone in aviation history. 28 pilots and 38 airplanes entered, showcasing the rapid advancements in aviation technology. Henry Farman won the time and distance prize of $10,000, demonstrating exceptional skill and endurance. Glenn Curtis, the American dark horse, won the main event, solidifying his place in aviation history. Air racing expanded to aircraft capable of taking off and landing in open water. Jacques Schneider, a French aviation enthusiast, offered a trophy for an annual seaplane race. The first Schneider Cup race took place in April 1913 in Monaco. England dominated, winning 5 of 11 competitions and taking permanent possession of the trophy. After World War I, air racing in the United States expanded greatly because of the hundreds of ex-military pilots and several thousand military surplus aircraft, including Curtiss Jennies. Many turned to barnstorming to make a living. Some air shows included speed competitions. Barnstorming was halted in 1926 by new aviation laws. Speed became a primary goal in aviation. In 1920, Ralph Pulitzer offered a trophy to promote higher speeds. The US Army and Navy aimed to develop faster aircraft. They allocated funds to improve performance. The first Pulitzer race was held in 1920. By 1925, winning speeds had increased by almost 100 miles per hour. The excitement of these races drew large crowds, further popularizing air racing. Air racing grew with the National Air Race Series, organized by the National Aeronautics Administration, first held in September 1926 in Philadelphia. For 13 years, the races featured civilian aircraft. The series is remembered for the Thompson and Bendix trophies. The Thompson Trophy events held between 1930 and 1939 were closed-course speed races featuring unlimited aircraft, with no restrictions on horsepower or airframe modifications. Pilots whose names are recognized today flew in the Thompson races: Charles Speed Holman, James Doolittle, James Weddell, and Roscoe Turner, who kept the trophy after winning 3 consecutive times. The Thompson Trophy events held between 1930 and 1939 were closed-course speed races featuring unlimited aircraft, with no restrictions on horsepower or airframe modifications. Pilots whose names are recognized today flew in the Thompson races: Charles Speed Holman, James Doolittle, James Weddell, and Roscoe Turner, who kept the trophy after winning 3 consecutive times. When the series resumed after World War II, some of the pilots who had flown the races before the war returned. The Bendix Transcontinental Speed Classic began in 1931. Pilots raced from Los Angeles to Cleveland. Jimmy Doolittle won the 1931 race with an average speed of 375 kilometers per hour. The National Air Races resumed in Cleveland in 1946. Bendix offered trophies for piston engines and jet aircraft. The event featured a women's race and races for ex-wartime planes. World War II planes dominated until 1949, when a P-51 crashed, causing fatalities. The public outcry over civilian safety has haunted air race promoters since. Later, pilot designers began creating small race planes, which appeared at the 1947 National Air Races. These tiny planes could fly a smaller radius course, closer to the stands. The first Reno National Championship air race was in 1964. 3 classes raced: Formula Ones, sport biplanes, and vintage World War II aircraft, now unlimiteds. In 1995, the Reno Air Race celebrated its 32nd event. Air races are held in the United States and Europe. Most events feature 1 or 2 classes, limited by field size or prize money. In Europe, Formula 1 races are popular. Rules and play. Air racing has 4 classes. Unlimited. Unlimited air racing aircraft are the fastest racing machines in regular competition. Their roots stem from the Thompson Trophy of the post-war era, which were ex-military fighter aircraft. After 1949, unlimited air racing was revived with the Reno National Championship air races in 1964. The aircraft may still be ex-World War II fighters, but most have been highly modified for performance far beyond stock military fighters. Average winning speeds are well over 650 kilometers per hour or 400 miles per hour. The unlimited class has 2 major restrictions. The aircraft must be propeller-driven and must have a piston-type engine. Extensive modifications are made to engines and airframes, with clipped wings, modified fuselages, and cut-down canopies. Unlimited aircraft race on a closed pylon course and use an air start. This round-engined plane, one of the world's leading training aircraft, has been around for many years and became a racer in 1968. Racing in stock configuration makes the events extremely close and exciting. Now, an aircraft not at least in the 320 kilometers per hour, 200 miles per hour category is not competitive. International Formula 1 racing aircraft first raced at the 1947 Cleveland National Air Races. The idea was to provide low-cost, safe aircraft for close competition. These aircraft were designed to be affordable and safe, encouraging close and thrilling races. Today, Formula Ones continue to meet these standards, showcasing incredible engineering and piloting skills. In the 1960s, a rule change allowed 200 cubic inch engines, further enhancing the competition. Many Formula 1 craft are custom-built and designed by their racers, adding a personal touch to the competition. Single-place sport and aerobatic biplanes first flew as a racing class in 1964. Many were built from plans and raced by their builders. By class rules, they are 4.6 to 5.2 meters long, with a wingspan of 5.2 to 5.8 meters. Powered by a Lycoming 0290 engine of 125 horsepower. With ongoing advancements, air racing will continue to grow. As long as planes fly, there will be races.